Okay, well, it's time. It's changing time for the doll, and it's time to get into something. And this is a good example comparison too, because I have this doll I tried making, and it's hard to tell, but as I get it in the light, you can see that I had to erase eyebrows that were like halfway up the forehead. The eyebrows are supposed to go like right there, so I've just been waiting to take the doll apart again and do the eyebrows. The eyes I made with resin. I did that myself when I had the time and space reserved for that, and right now that's all put aside because I've been painting more than making the eyes. But these eyes are really striking with the color and everything. I actually made them the photograph from a picture of my daughter's eyes, but I modified the colors. So here's these two little ones here and here. Okay, so she's adorable. This is so adorable. Oh my goodness. Adorable. And I love this little elephant. Elephants are my favorite. Alright, so then I'm going to do a quick change on him. He probably needs a diaper. He's holding on to that binky really good. I don't know if it's interchangeable. Nope. Okay. A little smaller. Oh my goodness. That's cute. So I have a sleeper somewhere while I'm getting distracted. A 3-month sleeper. And he's really newborn. I just couldn't find a sleeper to switch him to. So let's see if he fits. Newborn. So I just wanted you to see this one. And because I really did. I just wanted you to see this because I also really messed up on the paint a little bit. The lighter colors went over the creasing colors, and I just didn't get the order of operations right. I'm pretty critical about my work, but also about the sculpts. I have this thing I've noticed about myself that I'll sit here and I'll be like thinking about the sculpt and how it was made. And like this particular sculpt on this eye, if you put your fingernail across, you can tell that you won't be able to put eyelashes. If you do put eyelashes in here, it has to be glued to the inside upper lid of the eye. So this particular sculpt, I was going to buy it, but then it sold. And I'm usually pretty busy. So I don't always catch things on the first day, and that sold. So let's see if I can move my hair out of the way. Pardon my kitty cat. He is a jealous cat. He knows that I'm talking, and he'll just assume that I'm talking to him. Right, baby? Now he's like, I knew it. She's talking to me. Where did the other hand thing fly to? Anyway, oh, there it is. So, here it is for his hands. That's adorable. These legs, these feet. That's exactly adorable feet. Well, and here's the fun, putting on some clothes. And it would be great to think like, oh wow, we could just do one of these. You know, it's easy to think that you can do something, but to actually do it, it's different. It's very similar to school, college. You know, you can think, oh, I can do that. I can do what that person's doing. But then you're looking at something that may have taken years to do. Like, anyone can do one thing repeatedly, but can you really think through the theory and all of the options that it takes to get to that level? No. Like me and painting dolls, I have not been formally trained to paint, but I've also not put in the time, even though I've been painting on and off. And this fits. Hey, 3 months. 3 months is working. Oh my goodness. So adorable. So grumpy. And he wants to go to sleep. So let's not just look at an artwork and think, oh, I can do that. I can do that in one day. Because no, you can't, number one. And if you think that way, then you clearly don't know what it takes. And you might not even own any paint. So, but think about like what it takes. And the fact that you can never really know what it takes someone else to do something. This doll I worked on, I thought, oh, since I missed out, I took some screenshots of the actual doll that I missed out on, and I thought, well, this is the perfect chance for me to get a doll. and try to do it myself. So this is kind of like one of my first. They're all kind of one of my first. But I tried to do the similar things, like with this bluing. If you can't see it, I made the lower limbs a little more blue, like she's cold. And I did that on the feet too. There's a little more bluing than the usual foot, and that's part of that. I really should go over this doll some more, because I got the bluing and the modeling, and I know that I did creasing, but it's just not showing up. I think I did a couple extra layers of skin because I realized that the bluing was just too blue. And then the creasing ended up getting covered with a skin layer, which decreased the appearance of the creases. And, this is all part of the learning process, part of getting the sculpt I want done. And I've had this doll for a year, and I've just decided, yeah, I like her, just like this. It was there for a long time, and not finalized, and still needs hair. And it still has issues on the side behind the ear. You can tell that I had a lot of bluing, and then I went over it with a skin tone, and then it just kind of looks chalky. I probably need to go over it with a skin tone that's slightly darker, and then do the creasing and seal it a couple times, and definitely get those darn eyebrows in there, because this baby is just like got this no eyebrows situation. I know, but it's also just a cute doll. And this one is going to be displaying this super cute pink, and the pink looks great, so this is an outfit for her. And I guess I weighted her similar to the 3/4 weight, but I definitely don't have the detail, nowhere near the detail that the real artist has. And that goes for the hands. You can just see, there's a huge difference. So, my apologies if you're not able to see. There is a big difference in the hands. And it's not just about skin tone, it's about the artist. But little old me, and the real deal. And not only is this hair painted there, but also this hair has the little curl, and it's got rooting, and it's amazing. So you have a good night. And when it comes to someone else's artwork, never question their price, because someone's going to understand why their price is right, and you might not. But that doesn't mean that you should try to get them to educate you, because that doesn't instantly make them your teacher or your educator. You have to actually go out and do your own work to find out your own reasons and make your own choices, because you're not going to actually get all of the education from asking one question, and the chance of you following up with your question and actually reading more about it becomes less and less the more that you depend on someone else to educate you. So just understand that you are your own educator, period. And if you'd like one of these dolls, I mean, not her, I made this one because it was listed on the website for my favorite artist, but I missed out. I was going to do it, but it already said sold out. I would have done it if I had seen it in time. So if you watch this person's videos, then you might see dolls, and then you can contact that person. Her name's Stephanie, and she can make an arrangement to sell you the doll at her price. And I'd like to say they're around $800 right now, but that doesn't account for inflation. So if you're watching this video 1 year or 2 years later from now, then most likely the price has changed quite drastically, and you can't expect it to stay the same. And so you'll always need to accept the price of the artist or walk away, not question it. And that's like the last thing you want to do, is walk up to Vincent van Gogh and say, hey buddy, in 2005 your paintings were selling for millions of dollars. I think that's too much. He would have been like, what the heck? Inflation, demand, everything goes into the economics of an item, for our food to our items that we purchase for our own enjoyment. The cost of a movie ticket or the cost of a doll. This is all part of economics, and if you want to learn more about that, you can take a course at your local college in economics, and that would probably benefit you the most, rather than asking an artist to explain. But she really does have the best prices on her artwork, and it's fair, and if you're not willing to pay it, someone else will. PayPal also has good arrangements. I see they sometimes advertise pay in 4 easy payments and all that stuff. So this is the one I plan on repainting anyway, so she's going to be probably the one that I'm messing with the most, like touching her face, looking her in the eye. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be looking at her paint job and thinking about how I'd like to improve on it, and what a difference creasing and eyebrows and hair would make, and I'll be thinking about it until I actually get around to do it. usually I have to be pretty bored on, like last time I made a bunch of babies. Like I started painting a bunch of babies, so I didn't complete them all. But the last time I did that, I was on medical leave. I had surgery on my stomach, and I couldn't go anywhere, so I couldn't even drive. So I was kind of using the time wisely to paint some of the dolls' kits that I had bought from years back, and try to get those online. But there's people right now who are attacking other people over selling dolls whose sculptors have released the limited edition kits to reproductions in another country that they used to manufacture them, possibly on an agreement to make them even cheaper for them to produce in the short term, and then in the long run they end up getting reproduced by the thousands. And this happens, and sometimes it happens if there's no copyright, if there's a prior agreement that they have to wait 3 years or 5 years before mass-producing reproductions for them to get a discount on the dolls so that they can buy their kits for $10 and sell them for $20, or they would be selling them on some of the websites that are known for having sales all the time, and it wouldn't be from this website, but from another one with the BB initials. But yeah, I mean, some of those kits that were authentic and they came with actual certificates and everything actually ended up being mass-produced 5 years later. I'm pretty sure that's because of an agreement to lower the cost at the time of the production. But it's happening. And then you can't blame the buyer, because this was all set up by the manufacturing agreement, which allows it to be manufactured later. So we don't know unless we look up the agreement and we look for the patents in the other country. You'll never know if your doll or kit is ever going to be reproduced. I don't know if this one's going to be reproduced. I have to look up the kit in the country. I have to look up the information. I have to really figure it out. If I'm only wanting to have a doll that's never going to be reproduced again, I'm going to need to do a lot of research. Otherwise, this doll could be released in mass quantities 5 years from its original release date. You know, because the sculptor and the manufacturing initial process of releasing the doll on a limited quantity was made cheaper to those people releasing the doll, including the sculptor, so that they would make more money in the short term. Thanks for listening. Please drop a like down below. You made it this far. You can help me get more likes or get out to more people. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm not going to spam or anything, but I'm just going to talk about dolls mostly. Thanks.